Ladies, gents, what's going on? Joey G. Right back at you. Here to discuss a little bit, well, a lot, not that long or much time, but something that was on my mind. TNA, and formerly known as Tits and Ass. And originally that's what it was supposed to be called, NWA Tits and Ass, when Vince Russo and Jeff Jarrett found it in 2002. That was originally, TNA was Tits and Ass, and that's real rap. You can look it up on the YouTube. But anyway, what I'm trying to get to on this is TNA's demise, TNA's death. I watched the last couple weeks I've been watching them since they've been on Destination USA, and it's just horrible. It's like, Dixie Carter said, I think right before they got off Spike, TNA's an alternative to WWE. That's not an alternative to ROH. We don't even get, here in Philly, I can't even get ROH where I live. You know what I mean? I would love to get ROH. I watch it on the internet, and if somebody's got, some DVDs of ROH, I watch it. But, that's great. That's the new ECW, except it's in Chicago, basically, or in that area, the Midwest. But TNA is just dead. To look back when it was the NWA title, not the TNA World title, or the Impact World title, or that gay-ass Jeff Hardy belt that looked like the WWE Divas title. Not that TNA. I'm talking about the TNA back in 03. It started at the end of 02. In 03, really, it didn't start catching on to me until 2004 when Jeff Hardy first came in there. And Sting was there. Then Christian came. And I was watching that on YouTube last night when Christian debuted in TNA. And it had, but not Josh Matthews, the other guy. Todd, whatever his name is, was interviewing Christian and said, "You're leaving WWE." And he said, "Yeah, we just couldn't come to an agreement, and I'm leaving." And then he came out on TNA and basically put down the WWE. He said, when I started in this business in 1998, there were two companies, meaning the WCW and WWE. He's like, one was old and stale and getting run down, which he meant WCW. He said, then there was one that I was a part of that was young, fresh, attitude. That was the WWE. He's like, now, 8 years later, or whatever he said, 7 years later, I come back. He's like, there's still two companies. One's old, stale, ran down, not run right, and one's young and full of youth. And that's here in TNA, and I want to be a part of it. So he slammed the WWE. But I remember seeing that, like when it happened, and I was just like, that was like October of right before Raw went right back on USA. And I was like, damn, Christian just really, I didn't know he didn't like WWE. Because, Christian was starting to become a star in WWE. And I'm trying to make the show about Christian. But right before he left, and I set up before him this show, he had the crowd in the palm of his hands. He was at a house show at Madison Square Garden. And at that time, it was right before Cena got drafted to Raw. He was still on SmackDown. And it was right before Christian got drafted to SmackDown. Christian was on Raw. And it was like 3 months before Christian left for TNA. And Christian was in the garden. He was doing, they were corny raps, but they were funny. You know how Christian is. And and Cena was in the ring. It was a super show. It was Raw and SmackDown. And Cena was in the ring, and Christian and Tomko came out. And Christian was just spitting these corny rhymes, but the whole crowd was saying, Captain Charisma, Christian, Cena. And this is when Cena first became WWE champion. You know what I mean? It was I think the first 2 weeks that he had the spinner belt. It was within the first 2 weeks he had it. And the crowd was with Christian. The whole New York City crowd. There were some people chanting, Cena, but Christian, and then that was why I think Christian got drafted to SmackDown. And I don't think he liked that. You know what I mean? I think had he stayed on Raw, and that was, if you ever look back, I've seen interviews with Christian, and he said, I thought I was going to stay on Raw, and they didn't really think that I was a main event player that could hang with Cena. And that was basically, Christian was really pissed off about that, and that's why he went to TNA. But if you look at TNA, I was getting off subject on Christian there. One of my favorites, because he's, Edge's good friend. His real name's Jay. What do you call it? TNA is just horrible. They don't even put the lights on the crowd anymore. I'm looking at TNA last night. It's just horrible. even with the aces and eights, that was 20 million times better than it is now. Congratulations to Kurt Angle. You're the, 14, 15-time world champion now, including your WWE title reigns too. So, but like Christian didn't count his 2 NWA TNA world title reigns in WWE when he went after the world title. He didn't. You don't count them. You know what I mean? Like Flair counts his WCW ones in WWE. You know what I mean? And when he was in TNA. But WWE, I guess that you can't. I mean, really, what the TNA World Title? Okay, Bobby Lashley's big, Kurt Angle. I mean, I remember watching them two wrestle on SmackDown in 2006 when I was behind bars when SmackDown was still on UPN. You know, on Channel 57 here in Philly. So like that match last night on TNA, you know, Angle won the belt. That's what was reported. I mean, I was falling. I mean, it was putting me asleep. You know what I mean? Like I watched whatever's on YouTube or on the internet, and I just, you know, because I'm a diehard wrestling fan, I had TNA on. But like, I would have to say TNA, when Bischoff and Hogan came and they started that Monday Night War thing and actually thought they would hang with Raw, and I, being a wrestling fan I actually thought there are going to be some fans out there that are going to watch TNA because TNA was getting hot. But Bischoff and Hogan ran it into the ground. And then what the scumbag Terry Bollea do? He left. And like AJ Styles said, you know, wouldn't you say anything? You're the great Hulk Hogan. Can't you say anything about TNA? Like, you know, that company is good. I did work there for 4 years. I tried my best. They do got young talent. Even out of WWE, when Hogan does interviews that have nothing to do with WWE, he does not say nothing about TNA because they suck. They're horrible. It's Ring Around the Rosie with the same champions, repackaging James Storm. Now he's like this big weirdo when he was just a beer-drinking good old boy from the South a year and a half ago. Now he's this weird guy in Revolution. Is that what it's called? I mean, it's just corny. And what they were doing last year with Eric Young and DB, Daniel Bryan, the GOAT, who I don't like. I like Eric Young 20 times better than Daniel Bryan. Eric Young's been around for a while. I like Eric Young. But with the beard, I mean, they copied off that. When Magnus became champion, it was just like, oh, he was the complete package like Randy Orton was when he became WWE champion, the face of the company, and Triple H turned heel in 2013. TNA always bit off WWE. And when they went back to the six-sided ring, I actually thought TNA would get better. And then, you know, I was at the Royal Rumble this year. Bubba Ray came back. The Dudleys ain't coming back. TNA is just really... I mean, guys, they have no star. Sting's not there. Only guy they got is Kurt Angle, and he's the world champion. He's 46 years old. I mean, he's still got to go to court, I think. It's his, fourth DUI, and he got caught in Texas. I mean, he should be in jail. I mean, if that was me, if that was anybody else, they'd be in jail. You know what I mean? The guy's got a friggin' alcohol problem and a pain kill problem. And I'm not knocking him for drinking or nothing. Hey, whatever's your twist is your twist. But, I mean... If the rule applies to me, it should apply to everybody. If I get caught drinking 3 times, I'm going to jail for 10, 20 years. I mean, ain't that like the sentence? So, you know, he gets caught 4 DUIs. I'm going to go to rehab. I don't know what to do, blah, blah, blah. TNA has no drug policy. That shit wouldn't be happening in WWE. And by the way, for you TNA fans, Jeff Hardy fell off the cage at Lockdown last week. TNA's going on a European tour. The reason that the storyline, Jeff Hardy's not hurt, for all you Jeff Hardy fans. I'm a Jeff Hardy fan. You know what I mean? I'm not really a Matt Hardy fan, even though I smoked weed with him in an independent show a couple years ago. But Matt Hardy got on TV last night and said, you know, Jeff's doing better. It's storyline. Jeff's not hurt. He's sitting in Cameron, North Carolina with his wife. He's fine. He's not allowed to leave the country because he's still on probation from his drug charges when he got caught all messed up. That's why. That's why he's not on the European tour right now. But, I mean, look at TNA. It's just, like, before they went all spike, I was like, yo, this is all right. They're in the Manhattan Center. And I know they're still in the Manhattan Center, but it's, like, completely dark. The six-sided ring is, like, black ropes. It looks so independent. It's just, like, it's like a big indie. Like, Ring of Honor is 20 million times better. But the only way to catch Ring of Honor is to watch replays on YouTube. Or you're lucky to have a friend or somebody, or I know somebody that has DVDs of Ring of Honor. Because it's, you know what I mean? It's not on TV, at least up here. You know what I mean? And WWE, I always love WWE. You know what I mean? WWE isn't really great right now. I mean, it really hasn't. WWE, the whole thing, it's been off and on, but it really hasn't been great, I would say, since 2008, 2009. Yeah, 2009 was the last time, that age of Orton. Last time it was really, I would say, great and, like, great to watch, 2009. Ever since then, it's... The Rock scene, and that was cool, but and the streak with The Undertaker and the Triple H matches and the HBK, Shawn and Undertaker matches, they were great at WrestleMania. But TNA, I mean, you're back to Kurt Angle being champion. Before that, it was Lashley. I mean, the title changes every week. Before Lashley, it was Bobby Roode. Before Bobby Roode, it was Lashley. Before Lashley, it was Eric Young. I mean, it just, for Eric Young, it was Magnus. I mean, the title just changes so friggin' much. Hey, Brock Lesnar might not have been around that much to defend it, but he's been champion since August. And, you know, like Paul Heyman said, you wake up every day and you see the same thing. It's like Christmas every day. Or Hanukkah. He's Jewish. I'm half Jewish too. But, you know, it's like, and Brock Lesnar is something special. He is something. But it's not official, but I do think he is going to resign with the WWE at the WrestleMania. And the rumor is that he's going to fight Randy Orton at SummerSlam. And Roman Reigns will win the WWE World title at WrestleMania. If you know, Seth Rollins was caught with nude pictures of his penis on the internet. And there's being rumored now he's going to cash in the Money in the Bank, and it's going to be a failed attempt. What a slap in the fucking face. Oh, man. He's been lugging that shit around with him since June 1st of last year. Now he's going to cash in and lose it. At least they're saying that's his penance for doing what he did. I don't know, something with his penis, or he was on the internet, live nude photos of Seth Rollins and a couple chicks. I don't know what the full story is, but the rumor is that his punishment, he didn't get fined, he didn't get nothing. His punishment's going to be he's going to cash in that Money in the Bank and lose at WrestleMania, where he was supposed to win and beat, and Roman Reigns supposed to win the world title, and then Seth was going to cash in and win. Well, now it looks like Seth's going to cash in and lose, but Roman Reigns will be a Paul Heyman guy at the end of the night. So WrestleMania will probably end with Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns walking out together with the WWE World title. Unless Seth Rollins comes and cashes in and goes face like everybody's expecting, and he wins. But TNA, just done, man. Just pull the plug. And all you go to WWE. Lashley, Austin Aries. I love Austin Aries. What's he call himself? The greatest man in the world? He's the man. Austin Aries is the man. He's not like Daniel Bryan. He's cool. He's just a cool cat. You know what I mean? Bobby Roode, your time's up. I always like Samoa Joe. He always has, I think, a spot in WWE, but he should have been gone there. You know what I mean? Low-key, Caval, you suck. You think you're a badass. You're the biggest asshole in wrestling, like it says on YouTube. And by the way, where's Global Force Wrestling? May the Force be with you. Where's that at? Where's that at? I remember a year ago, Valentine's Day last year, it was reported that, you know, by next year at this time, we're going to be going. There's a turn. There's a big boom in professional wrestling. There's nothing. It was supposed to start January 15th of this year, GFW. G-Force Wrestling, because Global sounded too indie. Where's it at? Where's it at? Well, I'm still watching, and I don't mind watching just WWE, because right now WWE is and always it will be the best wrestling sports entertainment out there. It always has been, except for about a year, in my opinion, with WCW. Was better for like a year in the 90s. But this is Joey G. TNA is just the demise. I mean, there's shows that the crowd's dark. You can't even, like, the crowd was chanting, we can't see. We can't see. Like when the wrestlers were in the crowd, fighting in the crowd. TNA sucks. Pack it in. It's just dumb. Ring of Honor's great. Ring of Honor, I have no problem. I love Ring of Honor. I wish like it wasn't like a mini league, like where you move on from there. Kevin Owens, a.k.a. Kevin Steen, the new NXT champion. That's telling you something. He's going to be a big somebody in the WWE. Finn Balor, a.k.a. Prince the Vet, the future as well. Sami Zayn, Adrian Neville, I still think they're a little too small, but they'll have good careers. But Finn Balor and Kevin Owens are going to be mega stars in the WWE. Mega. And Tyler Breeze as well. This is Joey G, TNA, DEMISE, and GFW. Where are you? Where is May the Force be with you? Well, may Joey G be with you. I'm out, crackheads. Peace.